Hello and welcome back to the Minetrek.net game server. Over here on the Exodus build, been playing around with it a little bit, fleshing out some of the stuff that I've been wanting to get done. And let's go ahead and buzz on into here real quick and I will walk you through what I've gotten done so far. Anyway, so I went ahead and worked on, I think this is deck 3. I've gotten this large conference room fleshed out. There's a space toilet there and another one over there, a couple of replicators in the wall. We come along over here. We have an office, which can also double as a crew quarters if need be. But to come through here, we have the, I think this is the Combat Information Center. Yep, this is the Combat Information Center. And then it leads into the computer core, which I have an idea how I'm going to lay out the computer core. So I'm pretty stoked about how I'm going to do that. I finally got a concept for it. Anyways, Jeffrey's 2. And then we have over here the Electronic Warfare Center. This is countermeasures and, jam attacking ships, sensors, and or try to hack their systems. And then we're onto the port side here, and we have an EVA locker with a couple of emergency safety rooms. In case people get triggered, they got to have a place to go. And then we have over here another office, which can also again serve as a extended crew quarters. And come back through here, another office, and it can easily be in another crew quarters. And if we come this way over here, and we come into the lounge area, it occurred to me that I didn't really have anywhere in this lounge area for crew to relieve themselves. So I went ahead and reworked this area and put a space pooper in here. And I like it. Actually, it's a better use of that space than what I originally had it set up as. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked about that. And let's go ahead and work our way back up here and find the stairwell. Yeah, there it is. It was over here, again on this side, same thing, just more offices and another EVA locker right here. So let's go ahead and go on down to, I think it's deck 4. I could be wrong. I might have my decks all messed up. But anyways, got a couple more safety rooms right here, survival rooms. And if we come up onto the starboard side here, we have, right here, we have ourselves a first aid station. And of course, we have access here to the lounge again, as you can see right there, looking pretty good. I gotta admit, that lounge really came together nicely for me. I'm happy with how it had. This is a mock-up for a battery area. I'm just kind of mocking up, playing around with ideas for batteries. That, this looks pretty, battery to me, so I'll probably end up keeping this mock-up and moving on. I like to keep things simple. I don't like to overthink things with 15 different block styles. I like to keep things clean and simple, just in case. And then we have like a circuitry area here, and then we have a system right here, and then we have one of 4 crew quarters, smaller crew quarters on this deck, and there are 2 VIP quarters. These are VIP staff or extra crew. This could also serve as, the command, the bridge crew officers' quarters through this deck. On this side here, we have a nice open area with a space pooper, and of course, more crew quarters. Then right here we have a small conference room. Again, this can easily serve. I could repurpose this as an additional crew quarters, but conference room because why not? And then we have a VIP crew quarters right here, bedroom and bath. And if we come up this way here, we come into the captain's. Well, in this case here, it is, yeah, the captain's mess and a large VIP briefing room. And looks pretty good. I like it. And if we come over here, we have the captain's galley. And we come in through here, we have a freezer for all the fresh foods and whatnot. And if we come over this way and go through this door here, we have another EVA locker. And then we come into the second deck of the computer core. And this will probably be where I'll put a lot of the computer stations and whatnot for the light computer access and library. I really haven't fleshed out how I want to, set the control stuff up. So I just kind of mock the room up to be this, and I figured I'd come back and work on it later. And then we have Jeffrey's tube style 2. I'm messing around with how I want to lay out the Jeffrey's tubes. And if we come along the port side here, it's pretty much the same as on the starboard side, just rooms and whatnot. And except down here, a little bit different through there, of course. We have the small arms locker right here for this deck, and we come through here, we're back into the lounge area. Yep, so that's pretty much what I've gotten done with this deck. And I did also, let's go ahead and bounce up there real quick. Finish off up here. I think we just toured it. So I have this area here done. I am going with color coding. Just gonna try to experiment a little bit. Orange will be like emergency lockers and EVA stuff. Red wool will be command and systems engineering things. Then dark red will be turbo lifts, and then white will be crew areas. And I think brown will probably be significant for like space poopers and whatnot. But yeah, overall, I'm very pleased with it. Let's go ahead and take this down here and down. I have not done anything on these decks yet. I am getting to them. Slowly but surely, I will get to them. And let's go ahead and there we go. And drop down again. Now I am considering uh, the option of moving this turbo lift, but I watched the motion picture, and when Kirk comes down, he comes down along the side and then comes around and they talk. And then, of course, there's the transporter accident, and then they both run out and run out the center. The door is centered on the warp core. That's the motion picture. Now, this ship is not the motion picture Enterprise by no means. And to be honest with you, I try to wrap my brain around how they did the turbolift system on the Enterprise, the TOS version used in TMP. And yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It's definitely a Hollywood set piece because they come out and they have this long corridor. And yeah, I don't really think they really fleshed it out too much when they set up the sets as to how the sets would relate to the interior of the ship, and they just did what looked good, and that's pretty much all they did. So yeah, it leaves a lot of room for creative styling and whatnot. So I may or may not move this turbolift. I'll mess around with it. I'll kind of think about how to do it and whatnot. But overall, I'm very happy with how I have my decks laid out. So I really don't want to have to come back and move a turbolift if I don't have to. Again, it's just one of those things that I saw in the movie, and it kind of, well, I wish I would have seen that sooner. Then I would have planned for it. But yeah, you know, hindsight's always 2020. Let's go ahead and go outside the ship here real quick. Then we'll go back here and to the aft hangar. Now I've been fiddling around with this aft hangar a little bit, this area back here. Calvin was on earlier, and he's the guy that working on one of the Enterprise Cs, and him and I were chatting about and just kind of talking, and it sort of kind of got into the swing of things. So I went ahead and did some work in this hangar here. Close the airlock. There we go, and step out. So I went ahead and mocked up the hangar and the cargo bay. I'm I'm happy with how it looks. I'm going to go ahead and turn off gamma bright here. It's a little dark, but there's nothing I can do about that. That's Minecraft. I did get a command room up here, and if we step through this glass, I have stairs that leads around and whatnot. I'll probably end up adding an additional stairwell up to this area up here. Now, these are phasers, so I have to be mindful of the phasers, but by doing this the way I did it, I can now have more room for the phaser systems. And this big open area right here can be repurposed for, better layout for the how to use the phaser systems. And of course, this area right here. And I'll have like a stairwell come down into this area here, and then, you know, you have this area here looking into the hangar bay. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it looks. I played around with it a little bit, and overall, it came together for me. I'm happy with it. It's white, but again, this is the style I'm going with for this era, for this design for this ship, and I'm pretty stoked about how it looks. So yeah, it is what it is. But I have the force field emitter right here instead of right here. I moved it back. Now, granted, this door, when it's removed, it won't, this whole area up here, will be closed off. So this will have like tractor beam emitters, additional tractor beam emitters, some lights and whatnot. Uh, you know, when I pull the door off, I'll flesh that area out a little bit more. But right now, this is the door, and the hangar is right about right here. So about half of the door will, when it opens, will expose the area up in here. And I'll just play around with it when I pull the door off to see how it looks. But it's more than tall enough to allow the shuttles and stuff that I'll be using to come into the hangar bay. And I think it's tall enough to let most of the taller, the larger shuttles actually fit. Fingers crossed. But as we come back through here, let's go ahead and install it again. We have a little door room right here for this side of the door, then another one over there for that half of the door. Of course, this is the airlock, and then I have a stairwell. Right now, this one leads down to the lower parking bay, which is not fully fleshed out yet, just sort of kind of mocking it up, working my mind around how I want to do it. Now back here, this will be like a shield node, and then this will be the aft torpedo bay. And the torpedo launchers, the hatches for the torpedo launchers will be sealed, and when they need to fire the torpedo launchers, then the ports will open and you'll see the ports. Otherwise, you won't see the ports. I might make like a indentation or something, but overall, I'm just going to keep the nice look back here, and when they need to fire the aft torpedoes, the ports will open. Now, I can have just one torpedo launcher right here, dead center, or I can go with a dual torpedo launching system. I don't know yet what I'm going to do. Probably stick to a single, and then I can have torpedoes on either side of it, and then have room for these shield nodes. I think that's pretty good idea what I want to do there. So let's go ahead and slow down here a little bit, and I get a little eager, and then things get all squirrely on me. Anyways, the stairwell leads up to here to an EVA locker, which leads into a nice little crew area here overlooking the hangar. And then it leads out, we can just go this way here, into one of the catwalks overlooking the lift bay area. And then it transitions up into this area here, which is not yet finished. Now, these rooms and stuff will all be finished. This is another little crew area right here. More like a briefing lounge for pilots. And then on the port side, it'll probably be something else. It's similar to that room, but I'll find a different name for what it'll be called. This will be a first aid station, and then I think on the port side will also be a first aid station, or it can be a security station. Either or. Ideally, I would like to have both a security and a first aid station on both sides. I might actually come back and rework this room a little bit and do that as well. Actually cut this in half and put a first aid station, or excuse me, a security station here. That's actually not a bad idea. I'll probably do that. And then this can be, flight control conference room one, and then over there can be flight training, simulators, whatnot, classroom sort of a thing. And let's go ahead and take the stairwell down here. Now, I'm not sure. I don't think I can actually can I? Do I have a room? Yeah, I probably could put a stairwell, modify this a little bit and put a stairwell here. In fact, I probably will because I have this room right here. I can easily repurp this and run a stairwell up to the next deck. I think I'm going to do that. That's a good note. Note to self, add stairwell. But we come back through here and we walk in. We have this little room right here, which is not yet completed. But you walk in and there's the hangar. Come around here, you have an EVA locker, again with supplies. But yeah, come through here and there's the hangar. Let's go ahead and take a nice look at it here. It's got a good feel to it. At least I believe it has a good feel to it. I think it looks really nice. I'm very happy with how it came out. Yeah, these little alcoves for, offloading cargo. Probably a work bee or two can park in there. I don't think shuttles will fit in there. I think the shuttles are too tall. But yeah. And then we have another EVA locker, and then of course Space Booper. And 0G Space Booper, just FYI, and then a little workstation there and there. And yeah, pretty good. Then, of course, we have ourselves a tractor beam and then the turbo lift here. And come through here, I'll have a couple of monitoring rooms right here for controlling the lifts and whatnot, just kind of looking back out this way here. And then we have the lift bay itself, and currently the parking bays are unfinished, so the doors are closed. And then of course we have the cargo bay. This took a little bit of time to work out, and it came together a lot quicker than I thought it would because I put a lot of thought into it while I wasn't thinking about it. And it seems to be how it works. You sort of I need to think this through, and then you forget about it, and your subconscious just chugs away on it. So when you come to it, it just click, 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 and it's done. This area took me a little more than an hour to mock up because I had the pieces in my brain and just had to lay them out. Now I will probably take out these two lower ones here and extend this area. Let's go ahead and pass through the wall here and turn this area right here, this little section right here, into a cargo transporter. Um, I think, and that's a good spot for it. That's how, you don't want it back here or around there. These are doors and whatnot. So I'm thinking right here would be perfect for it. So I'm going to redesign this area and put a cargo transporter right here. And it's looking pretty good. I like it. I'm very happy with how it came out. Now, if we come back this way here and come along here, this is the lowest parking bay. This will be the maintenance area for the or well, or this could be the maintenance area, or it could just be long-term shuttle parking. I'll have 6 shuttles parked down here, or I can go as high as 9. I can even put 12 if I really wanted to stuff them in here. I'm gonna put 9 shuttles back here. And of course, you have this emergency, you know, you blow this hatch and the ships can go out. Now, this can also serve as an additional cargo bay as well, and this would be a cargo hatch, but it's more like an emergency hatch. You just blow it and it's gone. Now, originally I was planning on extending this down, and this whole floor area here would, of course, if we come back here and come up, but I put this corridor right here. So my idea of turning this area here into a hatch that blows all the way down just kind of yeah, I'm not going to do it because it doesn't serve a real good purpose. And we have this thing right here as well. So yeah, this being an emergency hatch thing is a good idea. It could jettison. However, it's not going to go up all the way up to the hangar. I just decided not to do that. Anyways, I needed shuttles, and I was flying around, and I found a shortened version of this shuttle. I think it's only about this big, over by the Probert C that was being worked on by HD, and I haven't seen HD around for quite some time. And I needed a shuttle, so I just grabbed it, reworked it, extended it, and that's pretty much what I came up with. But it's yeah, whoever designed it, I just borrowed it and extended it and changed it a little bit to, so it's different-ish than what they had. But yeah, I want to say thank you to whoever designed that. It it's a cool little shuttle. But this is the parking bay, and I'm thinking back here will probably be the shuttle maintenance area. So at most there'll probably be between 6 and 8 shuttles here. They can move the shuttles around. There'll be a lot of room. I can have them parked to the side for just sitting here at the side, and they can just, fly out this way, or have them lined up like that and they can fly out that way. Who knows? Uh, this area is big enough that I can do either or. But yeah, this will be the parking bay. I haven't roofed it yet. That's one of the reasons the doors are closed, and I'm still working out how I want the interior here to look. Now yeah, it is what it is. I'm just going with the white walls because it's a late 70s style where everything's, bright and hopeful and or dark and gloomy. And I'm tired of dark and gloomy. I did that with the Fearless, and I want to go something a little bit more upbeat reasons. But yeah, overall, she's looking pretty good. I am very happy with how it's coming together. I'll keep plugging away on it and trying to get as much done as I can. It is a slow process. Again, uh, my interest in Minecraft, especially most gaming these days, is kind of nil. So when I get into the mood, I like to spend some time and work on the things that I enjoy working on. And this has been a lot of fun. Coming in here and actually getting some stuff done is, you know, rewarding, and I'm very happy that this area is fleshed out and, it looks pretty darn good in my opinion. And I had a lot of fun doing it, and that's really what matters, having fun doing what you do. Anyways, this is the Minetrek.net game server. I do appreciate you taking time to watch, and if you hit the like button more, it'd be greatly appreciated. Y'all have a great day, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye bye.